There are over 1/2 million stories involving women in service to America during wartime. 8 women have stepped forward to tell their stories. 3 Red Cross workers, an Army nurse, a Navy WAVE, a tanker truck driver, and an air police.
Today, nearly 1/2 million women make up over 14% of active duty military, over 19% of reserve forces, and more than 15% of National Guards. This documentary is dedicated to all the women who have served, who are serving now, and who will serve in the future. These are their stories.
One of the units that we worked with, mortar battery, I guess they call it, their motto of their unit was, "For those who fight for it, life has a value the protected never know." That just hit me. And that became almost like a theme. And for me, I decided that I didn't have a lot of interest in people that like to tell war stories or brag on their exploits. I saw that sacrifice. It was hard, hard work. And the astonishing thing is the commitment to service, even when our government had unclear goals, even when there were contradictions, even when there were outright lies. And reconciling that people are still willing to serve a cause greater than themselves is pretty amazing.
And he called for me, and I went back over and I said, "Yeah, what do you need?" And he said, "I need the chaplain. Where is he?" And I said, "I'll make another call." So this went on a couple times, and finally he was really getting upset. So Florence Nightingale here says, "Well, maybe I can help you, Sarge, what do you need?" And I said, "Are you concerned about your wounds?" I said, "You really are doing great." I said, "You were in a coma for so many days, and now you're awake, and your wounds are healing, and you're doing so much better. You had a high fever, and now your fever is subsiding, and you're really getting along." And he said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Pretty soon they're going to ship you over to Japan or to Hawaii, and from there you'll go stateside." And I said, "You're going to have some rehab, but eventually you'll have all this rehab, and then you'll go home." And he said, "Home?" He said, "Close as I can figure it, there's bandages on my face, on my eyes." He said, "I don't know whether I'm blind or if I even have any eyes." He said, "I know I don't have any arms because I couldn't shoo the flies away." He said, "There's something wrong with my legs." He said, I'm having pain in one, and the other one, I don't know what's wrong with it." He said, "And there's a terrible smell coming from my belly." He said, "And you want me to go home?" He said, "I have 5 children between the ages of 2 and 7. What the hell am I going to do for them if I go home?" And I said, "Well, let me go see if I can find that chaplain." Well, I went in the back room and I started to cry, and I cried for about 45 minutes, I think.
A lot of times, one of the biggest things that really shook me, and it shakes me even more now that I am a mom, is one morning, it was probably about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. This little boy was riding his bicycle up to the base. Well, what come to find out, It was someone, I think it was someone in his family, I'm not even sure who it was. They had basically strapped a bomb to this little boy. And the Army was alerted to it because the mom was screaming, trying to stop her son from going towards the base. And before, I guess because the people, they knew that, we knew about the situation, they ended up killing this little boy right at the front gate.